Admiral Kang Jaiwan stood at his office window in the Seoul Space Command Center, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and purple. The message that had arrived just hours ago still played in his mind, making his heart beat faster despite his calm exterior. The holographic display on his desk showed the formal invitation from the Galactic Council again. The Council requests Earth's presence at the annual technology exhibition. Simple words that carried the weight of humanity's future. "They expect us to fail," he said softly, turning to face Lee Sun-mei, his chief engineer, who sat quietly in a chair across from his desk. "Let them," she replied with a small smile. "The Thunder Eagle is ready." The Thunder Eagle, humanity's first true battleship, sat in orbit above Earth, hidden from most alien scans by clever engineering and careful planning. The ship represented 20 years of secret work, countless sleepless nights, and one terrible sacrifice. Dr. Park would have loved to see this day, Lee said, her voice growing soft as she mentioned her old mentor, the man who had given his life to protect the quantum shield designs during the early days of development. A knock at the door interrupted their moment of remembrance. Captain Song Mi-rae entered, carrying the datapad. "Admiral, the latest reports from our spies in the Council space. The Aldari are already bragging about how they'll outshine everyone else this year." The Aldari, tall, blue-skinned aliens who had ruled space travel for the past 1,000 years. They looked at humans the way adults looked at children playing with toys. Every time Earth showed new technology at smaller gatherings, the Aldari representatives would smile their strange smiles and pat humans on the head, so to speak. "Show me the crew list one more time," Kang said, moving to his desk. The holographic display changed to show faces and names, each person carefully chosen for this mission. Han Du-jin, first officer, top of his class in space combat. Choi Yun-ho, technical specialist, the best at hiding their true capabilities. Kim Yun-soo, security chief, could outshoot any alien in the galaxy. "The best crew Earth has to offer," Song said proudly. "They've trained together for 3 years just for this mission." Kang nodded, but his mind was already moving to the next challenge. "The Aldari will try to scan us the moment we enter their space. They always do." Lee smiled again, wider this time. "Let them try. The outer hull is designed to look simple and primitive. They'll see exactly what we want them to see, nothing more." A soft beep from the computer announced another message. This one from Ambassador Shin Hai-rim, already at the Council station. The Aldari representative just made another joke about human technology. Said he hopes we bring more than our cute little ships this time. Kang read the message aloud, and the room filled with quiet laughter. They all knew what was coming. "When do we leave?" Song asked, already knowing the answer but following protocol. "Tomorrow at dawn," Kang replied. "The Council gives us 2 weeks to reach their station. We'll make it in 1, just to surprise them." Lee stood up, stretching after sitting for so long. "I should get back to the ship. Last-minute checks to run." "One more thing," Kang called as she reached the door. "Dr. Park's family. Have they been notified?" "Yes, sir. They'll be watching the broadcast when we reveal everything at the Council." After Lee and Song left, Kang turned back to the window. Night had fallen, and stars filled the sky. Somewhere up there, the Council station waited, filled with aliens who thought they knew everything about humanity's capabilities. He touched the window, his finger pointing to where he knew the Thunder Eagle orbited, invisible to normal eyes. "Tomorrow," he whispered, "tomorrow we show them what humanity can really do." In his pocket, he carried a small piece of metal, all that remained of Dr. Park's original laboratory after the explosion that had saved the quantum shield designs. Tomorrow would be for him too, and for everyone who had worked in secret all these years. The stars seemed to shine brighter as Kang gathered his things to head home. In less than 24 hours, humanity would begin its journey to shock the galaxy, and he would be leading the way, aboard a ship that would change everything. The game of pretending to be simple and primitive was almost over. Soon, very soon, the galaxy would learn that humanity had been holding back all along. Lee Sunbai walked through the quiet halls of the Thunder Eagle at 3 a.m. Earth time. Most of the crew slept, but she couldn't rest. Not tonight. Not when they were so close to leaving. She stopped at the main engine room's viewing window. The quantum core glowed with a soft blue light, steady and strong. Dr. Park had drawn the first designs for this engine on a coffee-stained napkin 5 years ago. Now it powered humanity's greatest achievement. Still checking everything. A voice asked from behind her. She turned to see Choi Yun-ho, the technical specialist, holding 2 cups of coffee. "Can't sleep either?" she asked, taking one of the cups. "Too excited," he admitted. "The aliens think our engines run on simple fusion power. Wait until they see this." They walked together to the shield control room. The main screen showed all systems working perfectly, but Lee checked each reading anyway. The quantum shields were Dr. Park's greatest creation, and his last. She remembered that terrible day when enemy spies had almost stolen the plans. Dr. Park had locked himself in the lab, sending out the encrypted data just before. She shook her head, pushing away the memory. "Look at this," Choi said, pointing to another screen. "Our fake energy readings are perfect. Anyone scanning us will see exactly what they expect, an average human ship with normal technology." "How long until the crew arrives?" Lee asked, sipping her coffee. 2 hours. Admiral Kang wants everyone on board early. We launch at dawn." Lee nodded and walked to her special project, a small memorial built into the engine room wall. Dr. Park's picture smiled back at her, along with his favorite saying, "The best technology looks like magic to those who don't understand it." The door opened again. Captain Song Mi-rae entered, already in full uniform despite the early hour. "How are the preparations going?" "All systems ready," Lee reported. "The quantum core is stable, shields are at full power but hidden, and all our fake readings are in place." "Good." Song looked at the memorial wall for a moment. "He would be proud, you know. The student has surpassed the teacher." Lee touched the frame of Dr. Park's picture gently. "I just finished what he started." The next hour passed quickly as more crew members arrived. Each person knew their job perfectly. They had trained for months in secret. The Thunder Eagle might look simple on the outside, but inside it was the most advanced ship ever built by human hands. Admiral Kang arrived last, carrying a small box. "One final addition before we leave," he said, opening it. Inside lay medallions for each crew member, made from metal from Dr. Park's old lab. "Wear these with pride. They represent everything we've worked for." As Lee put on her medallion, the ship's computers beeped. "Admiral," she said, checking the readings, 3 alien ships just entered Earth's solar system, probably here to escort us." "Right on time," Kang smiled. "Are we ready to play our part?" "Yes, sir," Choi answered. "Our engines are giving off the exact energy signature they expect. They'll see nothing special about us." "Crew to their stations," Captain Song ordered through the ship's speakers. "Prepare for departure." Lee took one last look at Dr. Park's picture before heading to her post at engineering. The quantum core hummed quietly, hiding its true power. Soon the whole galaxy would see what humanity could really do. As the crew strapped in for launch, Lee ran her final checks. Everything was perfect, just as Dr. Park would have wanted. The fake readings showed a simple ship with basic technology. The real readings, hidden behind layers of security, told a different story. "Thunder Eagle, you are cleared for launch," Earth Control announced. Admiral Kang's voice came through the speakers, calm and clear. "Let's give them a show they'll never forget. But not just yet. For now, we play our part. We act simple, act normal." The mighty ship lifted off smoothly, its true power hidden from the watching alien vessels. As they passed the moon, Lee touched her new medallion and whispered, "This is for you, teacher. Your dream is about to change the galaxy." The Thunder Eagle moved into formation with its alien escorts, playing the role of a simple human vessel perfectly. The greatest deception in human history had begun. First Officer Han Du-jin sat at his monitoring station, watching the space around the Thunder Eagle carefully. They had been traveling for 5 days now, with 3 alien escort ships surrounding them. The Aldari ship led the way, its blue-white engines glowing brightly ahead of them. "Another scan coming in," he announced, keeping his voice calm despite his excitement. This was the 12th scan today. The aliens were getting curious. Captain Song Mi-rae nodded from her command chair. "Let them scan. Show them what they want to see." The Thunder Eagle continued its journey, pretending to be slower than it really was. They could have reached the council station days ago, but that would have revealed too much. Han checked his private display again. The hidden sensors, ones the aliens didn't know about, showed everything. The Aldari ship was sending detailed reports back to their home world. They were probably laughing about the simple human ship they were escorting. "Engineering report," Captain Song called out. Lee Sun-mi's voice came through clearly. "Maintaining fake power levels. Perfectly, Captain. They're seeing exactly what we want them to see. An average human fusion drive." The bridge crew smiled. Behind their stations, each of them wore Dr. Park's medallion. The small pieces of metal reminded them of why they were here. "Incoming message from the Aldari ship," Communications Officer Ba Jin-woo announced. "They're asking why we pack so many crew members for such a simple ship." Admiral Kang, who had been quietly watching from his position near the back of the bridge, stepped forward. "Tell them it's because humans need more rest than Aldari. They love it when we admit to being weaker than them." The message was sent. Minutes later, they could hear the Aldari crew laughing through the open channel. "Security report," Captain Song called next. Kim Eun-soo responded from her station. "All weapon systems remain hidden. Their scans show only basic defense lasers, nothing that would worry them." Suddenly, Han's console lit up with warnings. "Captain, 2 ships just dropped out of faster-than-light travel nearby. Not council ships." The Aldari escort immediately sent out warnings to the new ships. No response. "Pirates," Han said, checking his readings. "They're known for attacking ships heading to the council." Captain Song sat straighter in her chair. "This should be interesting." "Admiral." Admiral Kang moved to the center of the bridge. "Remember our mission. We can't show our real strength yet. Let our escorts handle this." The pirate ships moved closer. They were larger than the Thunder Eagle, painted black with red stripes. Their weapons were clearly visible, trying to look scary. "The Aldari ship is ordering us to stay behind them," Han reported. "They say they'll protect us." More quiet laughter filled the bridge. The Thunder Eagle could have destroyed both pirate ships in seconds, but that wasn't the plan. The pirates attacked first, shooting at the escorts. The Aldari ship moved to defend the Thunder Eagle, probably expecting the humans to panic. "They're good actors," Han whispered to Captain Song, watching the Aldari ship pretend to struggle against the pirates. "They want to show how much we need their protection." The battle lasted 10 minutes. Finally, the pirates fled, their ships slightly damaged. The Aldari captain sent a message. "Do not worry, humans. You are safe with us. Send them our thanks," Admiral Kang ordered, his eyes twinkling. "Tell them we are grateful for their superior protection." As the journey continued, Han kept monitoring everything around them. The Aldari ship was now sending even more messages home, probably bragging about how they had protected the weak humans. 5 more days until we reached the council station," Han announced as his shift ended. 5 more days of pretending to be simple," Captain Song added. "Is everyone ready for what comes next?" The bridge crew nodded. They had trained for this moment. Soon, they would show the galaxy that humanity had been hiding its true power all along. In engineering, Lee Sun-mi watched the quantum core pulse with hidden energy. In the security center, Kim Yun-soo checked the weapon systems no alien had ever seen before, and in his quarters, Admiral Kang looked at an old photo of Dr. Park, smiling at the thought of what was to come. The Thunder Eagle moved steadily through space, surrounded by aliens who thought they knew everything about human technology. They had no idea what was coming. The Council Station hung in space like a giant silver wheel, spinning slowly against the backdrop of stars. The Thunder Eagle approached with its escorts, looking small and simple next to the massive alien ships docked at the station. Technical specialist Choi Yun-ho watched his screens carefully as they got closer. "More scans coming in," he reported. "Stronger than any we've seen before." Admiral Kang stood on the bridge, his hands clasped behind his back. "Let them scan. Our deception is nearly complete." Through the main window, they could see ships from 100 different alien races. Some looked like crystal stars, others like metal clouds. The Thunder Eagle, with its plain metal hull, seemed very ordinary in comparison. Incoming message from Station Control. Communications Officer Ba Jin-woo announced. "They're laughing, sir. They want to know if we need help docking." Captain Song Mi-rae smiled slightly. "Tell them yes, please. Make us sound grateful." The station's tractor beams gently caught the Thunder Eagle, guiding it to a docking port. As they watched, 3 Uldari ships nearby shifted their positions, probably trying to hide the human ship from view. They were embarrassed to be seen with such a primitive vessel. "Look at this," Choi said, pointing to his screen. The station's deep scanners were trying to look inside the Thunder Eagle. They're so sure they can see everything. In engineering, Lee Sun-mi monitored the quantum core. "Power levels holding steady at fake readings," she reported. "They're seeing exactly what we want. Nothing special." The ship docked with a gentle bump. Through the windows, they could see aliens gathering to look at the human ship. Many were taking pictures, probably to share jokes about primitive Earth technology. "Ambassador Shin Hai-rim is waiting at the dock," Bae reported. She says the Uldari representative called our ship charmingly simple, like a child's toy." The bridge crew kept their faces serious, but their eyes showed their amusement. If only the aliens knew what this toy could do. "Security Chief Kim," Admiral Kang called. "Status report." Kim Yun-soo checked her stations one last time. "All weapons remain hidden. Defense systems are masked. As far as they can tell, we're carrying standard lasers and basic shields." The docking port connected with a soft hiss. Ambassador Shin waited on the other side, wearing Earth's diplomatic uniform. Behind her stood a tall Uldari official, his blue skin shimmering under the station lights. "Welcome to the Council Station," the Uldari said as Admiral Kang stepped through the door. "We hope your simple vessel had a pleasant journey." "Thanks to your protection," Kang replied humbly, playing his part perfectly. The Uldari led them through the station's halls. Aliens of all shapes and sizes stopped to stare at the humans. Some whispered behind their hands or whatever they used for speaking. "The technical inspection team is ready," the Uldari announced. "They will, of course, need to examine your ship before tomorrow's demonstration. Standard procedure." "Of course," Admiral Kang agreed. "We would be honored." Back on the Thunder Eagle, Lee and Choi watched the inspection team arrive. The aliens carried advanced scanning tools, sure they would learn all the ship's secrets. "They're starting with the engine room," Lee reported to the bridge. She stood beside the quantum core, which looked like a normal fusion reactor to their scanners. The inspection lasted 3 hours. The aliens looked at everything, scanned every corner, and found exactly what the humans wanted them to find. Nothing special. Such basic technology, one inspector said to another in the engine room, not knowing Lee could understand their language. "Almost cute, really." When they finally left, Admiral Kang gathered the crew for a brief meeting. "Tomorrow," he said quietly, "we show them everything. Is everyone ready?" The crew touched their medallions, the metal pieces from Dr. Park's lab. Tomorrow they would reveal what humanity could really do. On the station, Aliens continued to gather near the Thunder Eagle's docking port, taking pictures of the simple human ship. Some made jokes about its plain design. Others wondered why humans even bothered to come to these events. Inside the ship, the crew went about their duties quietly, each hiding a smile. The deception was almost over. Tomorrow would change everything. In her quarters, Lee looked at Dr. Park's picture one last time before going to sleep. "Tomorrow," she whispered, "they'll all understand what you helped us create." The demonstration arena was huge. A massive space near the Council Station where ships could show their capabilities. Thousands of aliens watched from viewing platforms and their own ships. The Thunder Eagle floated in the center, still looking plain and simple. "All ships are in position," Han Du-jin reported from his station. "The Aldari test ships are ready." Admiral Kang stood in the center of the bridge, his hand touching the medallion at his neck. "Lee Sun-mai, is engineering ready?" "Yes, sir." Lee's voice came through clearly. "The quantum core is at full power, just waiting for your command." The main screen showed the Aldari representative speaking to the council. "And now, we will see Earth's latest attempt at space technology. We have prepared some simple tests for their basic vessel." Captain Song Mirai turned to Admiral Kang. "They've set up the weakest possible weapons for our test. They think stronger ones might damage us." "Perfect," Kang smiled. "Let's begin. Security Chief Kim, are you ready?" Kim In-soo nodded at her weapons station. "Ready, sir. Though they still think we only have basic lasers." The first test began. An Aldari ship fired a weak energy beam at the Thunder Eagle. Everyone expected the human ship to dodge slowly or take a light hit. Instead, the beam hit something invisible about 10 meters from the hull and disappeared completely. Silence filled the arena. The Aldari ship fired again, stronger this time. The same thing happened. "They're scanning us again," Choi Yun-ho reported, grinning. "They're very confused now." Admiral Kang's voice was calm. "Lee Sun-mai, show them the quantum shields." In engineering, Lee pressed a series of commands. The air around the Thunder Eagle began to shimmer with blue-white energy. The quantum shields, Dr. Park's greatest invention, became visible for the first time. The council viewing platforms erupted in chaos. No one had ever seen shields like this before. "More ships are scanning us," Choi reported. "They finally noticed that our hull isn't what it seems." "Hull armor, reveal," Kang ordered. The Thunder Eagle's plain metal surface shifted, showing its true nature. Layers of advanced armor appeared, designs that the aliens had never seen before. "They're sending stronger ships," Han reported. 3 Aldari battleships just entered the arena. The Aldari ships fired their strongest weapons. The quantum shields absorbed everything, growing stronger with each hit. "Should we show them our speed now?" Captain Song asked, smiling. Admiral Kang nodded. "Lee, full power to engines. Show them what humanity can really do." The Thunder Eagle moved. 1 second, it was in the center of the arena. The next, it was behind the Aldari ships. No one had ever seen a ship that size move so fast. "They're demanding to know how this is possible," Ba Jinwoo reported from communications. "The Aldari representative he's actually shouting." "Now," Kang said quietly, "show them our weapons." Kim In-soo activated the Thunder Eagle's true weapon systems. Hidden ports opened along the hull. Energy collectors that no alien had ever seen before powered up. The Thunder Eagle fired a single shot, not at any ship, but at a small asteroid nearby. The asteroid didn't explode. Instead, it simply disappeared, converted entirely to energy. Complete silence filled every channel. Every alien ship backed away from the Thunder Eagle. "Message from the Council," Bai announced. They're asking how long we've had this technology." Admiral Kang stepped forward. "Tell them the truth. Tell them humanity has been developing these technologies for 50 years, ever since we first met alien life. Tell them we kept it secret because we wanted to be sure we could protect ourselves. On every screen, they could see aliens talking excitedly. The Aldari ships had moved far back, their sensors still trying to understand what they were seeing. "One more thing," Kang said. "Show them the memorial wall. Let them see who made this possible." The main screen showed the wall in engineering, with Dr. Park's picture and his words about technology and magic. Lee Sun-mei stood next to it, her hand on the frame. "Final message sent," Bei reported. "The council is in an uproar. No one expected this." Admiral Kang looked at his crew, each wearing their medallion made from Dr. Park's lab. "Well done, everyone. The galaxy just changed forever." The Thunder Eagle floated in the arena, its true power finally revealed. Around it, the greatest ships of other races seemed suddenly less impressive. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would ever be the same. The council chamber was in chaos. Hundreds of alien representatives talked at once, their voices filling the huge room. The human delegation sat quietly at their table, watching the scene unfold. Admiral Kang stood at the speaker's platform, waiting for order. Behind him, on the massive screen, images of the Thunder Eagle's demonstration played over and over. The quantum shields glowing blue, the ship moving faster than thought, the asteroid vanishing into energy. "Impossible," the Aldari High Speaker shouted, his blue skin now almost white with shock. "No race develops this technology in just 50 years. Ambassador Shin Hiram stepped forward, her voice calm. "And yet we did. Would you like to know how?" The room grew quiet. Every alien leaned forward to listen. "You all thought humans were simple," she began. "You saw us struggling with basic spaceflight and thought that was all we could do. But while you watched our public programs, our best minds worked in secret." The screen changed to show Dr. Park's laboratory. "This man," she pointed, "saw possibilities that your scientists missed. He looked at quantum physics differently than any of you." Lee Sun-mei stood up next, walking to join the ambassador. "Dr. Park was my teacher. He discovered that energy doesn't work the way you all think it does. There are paths you never saw, patterns you ignored." The Aldari scientists in the room were checking their devices frantically, trying to understand the Thunder Eagle's readings. "The quantum shields," Lee continued, "don't just block attacks. They learn from them. Every hit makes them stronger." Dr. Park discovered this by accident, watching how energy changes at the smallest levels. "Your ships," Admiral Kang added, "use huge engines for power. We found a way to draw energy from space itself. Small engines, but near infinite power." The council members whispered among themselves. Many were already writing messages to their homeworlds. "But the weapons," another alien asked, their voice shaking. "How did you make matter simply disappear?" Kim Il-soo stood up. "The same principle as the quantum shields, but in reverse. Instead of blocking energy, we change matter into pure energy. No explosion, no waste, just transformation." More chaos erupted. The Aldari High Speaker called for calm, but even he looked shaken. "Why?" he asked finally. "Why hide all this? Why pretend to be simple for so long?" Admiral Kang touched his medallion. "Because of what happened to Dr. Park. When we first developed these technologies, spies from many worlds tried to steal them. Dr. Park gave his life to protect our secrets. After that, we decided to wait, to make sure we could protect ourselves before revealing the truth." The screen showed the memorial wall again. Dr. Park's smiling face looked out at the council chamber. 50 years, Ambassador Shin continued. 50 years of quiet work, of letting you think we were far behind. And in that time, we built not just the Thunder Eagle, but an entire fleet of ships just like her." The chamber went completely silent. "A fleet," the Aldari High Speaker whispered. "Hidden in fold space," Lee explained. "Another thing Dr. Park discovered. Places between spaces where ships can wait, invisible to all sensors." Admiral Kang raised his hand. On the main screen, space seemed to ripple around the Thunder Eagle. One by one, ships appeared, dozens of them, each just as powerful as the first. "We come in peace," Ambassador Shin said clearly. "We want to be friends, to share what we've learned. But we will also be respected. The days of treating humanity as children are over." The council members looked at each other, then at their screens showing the fleet of advanced human ships. Everything they thought they knew about humanity had changed in a single day. Dr. Park's last words, Lee said softly, but in the silence everyone heard her, were show them that humanity's greatest strength is our ability to surprise ourselves. Today, we surprised the galaxy instead. The Aldari High Speaker stood slowly. "The Council," he paused, looking at the fleet of human ships again. "The Council welcomes humanity as a full and equal member. We have much to learn from each other." Admiral Kang smiled, touching his medallion one more time. In orbit around the station, the Thunder Eagle's quantum core pulsed with blue light, a beacon of humanity's true power finally revealed to the stars. 3 days after the demonstration, the Thunder Eagle's crew gathered in the ship's main hall. The walls, once plain, now proudly displayed their true technology. Through the windows, they could see dozens of alien ships keeping a respectful distance. "Another trade offer," Captain Song Mirai announced, holding up her datapad. "The Centaurians want to exchange their crystal technology for just one look at our quantum shields." "That's the 15th offer today," Han Du-jin noted, smiling. "Everyone wants to be humanity's friend now." Admiral Kang stood at the front of the hall, watching his crew. Each person wore their medallion made from Dr. Park's lab, but now they wore them over their uniforms instead of hidden underneath. "Message from Earth," Communications Officer Ba Jinwoo called out. "They're declaring today a global holiday. Dr. Park's family will lead the celebrations." In engineering, Lee Sunmai worked with alien scientists who had come to learn. She smiled, remembering how they used to laugh at human technology. Now they took notes on everything she said. "The quantum core works by sensing energy patterns in space itself," she explained. The aliens watched in wonder as she showed them the basic principles. Not all the secrets, of course, but enough to prove humanity's advancement. Security Chief Kim Eun-soo had her own visitors, military leaders from various worlds who wanted to understand the Thunder Eagle's weapons. "No," she said firmly to their questions about the matter-to-energy conversion process. "Some technologies must be earned, not given." In the council chambers, Ambassador Shin Hai-rim led the negotiations. Alien representatives who once ignored her now listened carefully to every word. "Earth will share some technologies," she explained. "Others we'll keep to ourselves. We want friends, not servants or masters." Technical specialist Choi Yun-ho worked in his lab, studying the gifts other races had brought. "They're not bad," he told Admiral Kang. "Different ways of thinking about science. We can learn from them too." The Admiral nodded. "That's what Dr. Park always said. Everyone has something to teach, if you're willing to learn." A week after the demonstration, the Thunder Eagle prepared to return to Earth. The crew gathered one last time in front of the memorial wall. "Dr. Park would have loved this," Lee said, touching his picture. "All these different races working together, sharing ideas." "He did love to teach," Admiral Kang agreed. "Now we're teaching the galaxy." The journey home was very different from their arrival. Instead of being escorted like a primitive ship, the Thunder Eagle led a parade of alien vessels. Many worlds had asked to send scientists to Earth to learn and share knowledge. "Look," Han said as they approached Earth. "Every ship is staying behind us. Nobody wants to seem disrespectful now." Captain Song laughed. "Quite a change from 2 weeks ago, when they thought we needed help to dock." As they entered Earth orbit, Lee went to the quantum core room one last time. The blue light pulsed steadily, just as it had in Dr. Park's first successful test. She placed her hand on the memorial wall. "We did it, teacher," she whispered. "We showed them everything you dreamed was possible." Admiral Kang's voice came through the speakers. "Attention all crew. Earth Control reports that Dr. Park's family is waiting at the landing site. They want to thank each of you personally." The Thunder Eagle descended through Earth's atmosphere, its quantum shields glowing softly. Below, crowds gathered to welcome them home. The ship that had changed humanity's place in the galaxy was returning in triumph. "Future generations will remember this mission," Ambassador Shin said during the landing. "The day humanity stopped pretending to be simple and showed our true strength." As the ship landed, Admiral Kang looked at his crew. "Remember this moment," he said quietly. "Remember how it feels to change the galaxy." The main door opened to cheers from the crowd. Dr. Park's family stood at the front, tears in their eyes as they saw their father's work finally revealed to all. Lee was the last to leave the ship. She stopped at the door and looked back at the memorial wall one last time. Under Dr. Park's picture, someone had added new words. "The best technology looks like magic to those who don't understand it. But the greatest magic is showing others how to understand." The galaxy had changed. Humanity had shown its true power. And somewhere, Lee was sure, Dr. Park was smiling.